Red Pill disclaimer. Welcome to Godzell's channel. By watching this video, you are choosing to take the red pill and see how deep the rabbit hole goes. All opinions expressed are Godzell's alone, and any copyrighted content belongs to its respective owners. Viewer discretion is advised.
Can you see it now? Can you see the Matrix for what it truly is?
Yo, what's good, y'all? Welcome back to another video. This is going to be a great video as always. Hope everyone is having a chill day, good day, all that good stuff. But we do have a good lineup for today, so you guys stay tuned. Let's get right into it.
A man burst out of his grave after he died. He was known as an undead creature who was said to stalk his widow and knock on people's doors at night before returning to his coffin. Whoever's house he visited would soon die. After 16 years of terror, the villagers finally opened his coffin and found his body perfectly preserved with a smile on its face. To stop him, they tried to drive a stake through his heart, but couldn't penetrate the flesh. Eventually, they sawed off his head. This legend helped shape the myth of the original vampire. A man burst out of his...
Now, you would have thought this was a real video. This is AI. That's AI. This is AI, people. This is not even real. For a second, I thought that was a real video too, though, when I first seen it. I'm like, what? They found like UFOs? Man, it's AI. It's crazy, though. I'm like, what? What's going on? What? I'm like, what? Nah, this is crazy. This is actually insane. What are they using to make these AI pictures? Because I'm curious, like, but we want to create some stuff. Damn. Nah, they had to add Rick Ross, huh? They had to add Rick Ross. Okay, Nicki Minaj. Riri, okay. SZA. Tell them what it does. Okay. Alright. What the heck? They messed up the McDonald's sign.
Did you know that there's...
Oh, wow. Let's see glass. What? No, why they do Jada like that? They doing Jada bogus. I ain't like that. Dang. Oh, wow.
Did you know that there's a happy chemical that is produced in your gut? 95% of that chemical, it's called serotonin, is produced in your gut. The other 5% is generated in the brain. What do I tell myself? If I want to produce happy chemical, I gotta eat right. If you have a healthy gut, you're gonna have a healthy mind. You can program your body to be healthy by ingesting and having a healthy gut. Did you know that there's a happy chemical that is produced?
A lot of people ask me, how do I hear from God more? What does it mean to go within? The more you love yourself, the more you heal yourself, the more you take accountability, the more you push your limits, the more you face your fears, the more you conquer your fears, the more you spread love and positivity in this world, the more you try to access your gifts and your God-given talents. That's what it means to go within. Pour into yourself. Self-discovery is what it means to go within. The more you go within, the more you activate God in you. A lot of religions are alluding to the fact that God is outside of you. You're praying to a separate entity, and that's far from the truth. God is not outside of you. God is not apart from you. God is not separate from you. God is not a separate entity from you. God is you. You are God. God is inside you. The more you activate yourself, the more you heal yourself, the more you conquer your fears, the more you know that you can do anything and everything, the more you see God in your life. If you don't know God to be nothing, you know God to be a creator. The more you create your own life, the more you create your world to where it's serving you, you, now God is activating your life. The more you will see
right.
God show up in your life. I love y'all. A lot of people ask.
That's real. You are God. Like, there's no separation. There never was. But this is what they wanted. They wanted you to believe that there's a God and there's no separation. I don't understand why people don't understand that. Like, it is what it is. Hey, everyone got their own perspective on life, you know. That's just how it is, man.
You had high fructose corn syrup for breakfast, yellow 5 and red 4 for lunch, gelatin as a snack, and straight carbs and starches for dinner. And you wonder why you got anxiety, you can't control your ADHD, and you ain't doodle in a week. You're a lab rat.
Yeah, Spider-Man and freezing full effect.
Bro, why did he start dancing? Oh my God. He said, you're a lab rat. Hey, it's just a reminder. You can't get mad at the messenger. It's just a reminder. That's all it is.
Real food gives your body information. Fake food gives your body inflammation. We have to understand, especially if you're living in the United States of America, the standard American diet, SAD, standard American diet is a weapon of mass destruction. There's no reason why chemicals should be in our food. There's no reason why scientists should be creating our food. There's no reason why scientists should be messing with our air, our water, and our soil. God has given us everything to reboot our immune system to fight every disease known to man, but our immune system has been overworked and compromised. Compromised by what, yada? Drinking the milk, eating the meats. And these animals have been vaccinated, so you're eating vaccinated meat. If you know it or not, if you believe in vaccines or not, you're being vaccinated every time you open your mouth to sit at your dinner table to eat meat and turkey and pig and all these nasty, infested, decomposing flesh that shouldn't even be in your body. Family, give up the meat, give up the animal products, and go strictly to God. It will rejuvenate your body. The food is information. It feeds your cells information at a biochemical level. I love you, but we have to understand we've been taught to destroy ourselves. Think to destroy ourselves. We eat to destroy ourselves. We drink to destroy ourselves. We get into relationships with people that are bad for our health. We have to understand that we are being compromised at a cellular level, and we must wake up. We must eat foods that rejuvenate our body. We must get in tune on each and every level. I love you. What's more powerful, family? What's more amazing? What's more beautiful than you? Again, I love you. What's more powerful? What's more amazing? What's more beautiful than you? Eat to live. Think to live. Breathe to live. Or you will die from eating. Die from not breathing correctly, die from not drinking correctly, die from not thinking correctly. You have to understand the mind is a powerful tool, and we must awaken the God that dwells within us, but we must eat the food of God or we will suffer. Indeed. I love y'all. Indeed. You already know who it is.
If these aliens really do come out of the water, where's the pictures? Where's the video? What? No evidence? How do you tell someone a public story but keep the documents private? TikTok, my video is for entertainment purposes only. Do you want to know what the elites try to tell all of us when they say these aliens coming out of the water? Are you ready for this? If I told you this is connected to black people, we have 4 elements on this planet and black people represent the water element. You ever wonder why black people can dance so good? It seems like they just move and flow like water. What if I told you black people do not belong on this planet, but we belong in the ocean and we've been trying to escape for the longest? The DreamWorks logo tried to tell us what happened. There is a group of aliens that pulled us from the ocean. And now that we had a second moon, it's going to try to pull more of us from the water again. You think this was just an accident? They have some boys sitting on top of the moon pulling spirits out of the ocean? Our ancestors tried to warn us. Did you listen?
Wade in the water. Wade in the water, children. Wade in the water. Gods are gonna trouble the water. See see that band all dressed in white. Gods are gonna trouble the water. The leader looks like the Israelite. Gods are gonna trouble.
If these aliens really...
I had that up to the playlist.
Watch this. So these guys right
Vatican
here, they're getting lit up. They're getting lit up because why? Their true selves, their higher selves is coming back to them. And they're about to, and what happens to them is they get exponentially stronger and they have powers that have never come, that they've never seen before. Check this out. Listen to this. And you see the time? I don't know. Hold on. Do you see the time? The time is 34. 34 is what? Graduation. How many felonies was Trump found for? 34 felonies. At what age did Rich Homie Quan die? Literally denoting that we've entered the quantum verse. 34. 34 is graduation. But watch this. Only some of them. This guy right here, he's a clown. He doesn't know who he is, so he doesn't get activated. He's a clown. Because why? This guy, I forgot what his name is, but it represents a melanated person who does not know who he is. So much so, he calls Asta, which is one of the main characters.
I watched this anime too.
He calls Asta, which represents Asta represents the 83, the man of the 83s. Okay, he was created by the devil. Which was created by representation of Yakub. All right, so that's who Asta is. So they call him a clown. He's a clown because he calls Asta his best friend. Because only a clown will call an 83 the best friend after what they did to us. Only a payaso would do that. Only a clown. Because how dare you know what they did to us and you're calling this man a best friend? You see what I'm saying? It's deep. All these shows are super, super deep. Y'all really got to get into these shows. All right? You got to, why is this guy a clown? Why does this guy act like a woman? Why is it? Because it's deeper than that. That's why they say it's deeper than rap. Watch this. So these guys right here, they're getting lit up. They're getting.
You had high fructose corn syrup for breakfast. It's 7 in the morning, you just woke up. The first thing you did was reach over and grab your phone and started scrolling on Instagram. The first couple posts is from The Shade Room, Spiritual Word, and Justin LaBoy. Then you got some notifications with you and somebody else arguing in the comments. That's crazy. Then you get hungry. Then you go downstairs and you hop in your Nissan Altima with the bumper missing, and you go to McDonald's and go get a sweet tea and the sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddle. Ew. Then you go back home and jump on YouTube and watch other people's lives for the rest of the day. You're a demon. You're possessed.
So you guys know how the Pope just opened the holy door, which is allegorical to opening a portal. You see, I noticed a few things, and I want to know if you guys caught this. Let's check this out. Now, to me, it looks like the Pope just got in the chair right before they opened the door. But that's just me. You know Shakespeare's most famous quote, that the world is a stage. But second off, why does the Pope look scared? Why does he look afraid? Aren't you the vigor of Christ? Does the story of Jesus sound like a man that walked around with fear? No, he moved with confidence, knowing that he is connected to God. Why does the Pope look like he's stressing? Look at that. So as I'm paying attention and listening, I hear bells, y'all. Bells. Remember my bell video? They removed all the bells in the world. Why does the Vatican have bells? Remember, bells are used to ward off negative energies, negative frequencies. So why does the Vatican need to keep away negative energies if you're directly connected to God? The other thing I heard was some yelling or some crying right before he is wheeled into the building. I want you to listen for the bells and for the yelling and or crying. Let me know, y'all. And when the guys come in to push him in, he looks even more stressed. Look at his face, y'all. Look at his face. He looks even more stressed going into that building. Like, how long has it been since he's been in there? The Pope looked like he was sent on a mission and he doesn't even know what he's getting himself into. Isn't that what he looked like to y'all? Am I tripping? And I believe there's another portal he's supposed to open up in January, y'all. I can't wait to see his face on that one. So what do you guys think about this video? Please let us know down in the comments below. Like, follow, and share for more videos like this. Let's continue to get this shift. Peace out. So
the world is a stage.
And your napkins right here so you can move along this way. But we have your salmon right here, some rolls, creamy mac and cheese. You have your steak. Whoever wanted the steak rare, I have that on the side.
Oh yeah,
me. Perfect. And then you have your cheesy broccolini.
Your name Sade? How much is all of that? Cause the way my mouth just watered. Oh my God, I'm steaming damn near like the food. You know you gotta blow. You gotta. The food hot. It's good though. How much you said that shit was?
And your napkins right here so you can move along this way. But we have your salmon right.
She's a thing. I ain't gonna lie.
You see what I'm saying, nigga? This big ass fucking nigga, made in the USA. Nigga, was we not just doing the 3553 codes, fam? 3 codes to 5 is the 8. I'm finna decode this whole realm, nigga. Look at this shit. We was just doing the 6996 code. 69 is what, fam? Creating worlds. Nigga, this is, man, come on, bro. They put this on top of this shit. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. These niggas founded this shit. U.S. Foundry. Why do these niggas find everything and ain't never invent nothing? Oh nah, this shit getting nutty. Right over there is the bro. Nah, this shit taking my breath away. Y'all niggas know I'll stop and pull up, nigga, and pull out. This shit no joke. You see what I'm saying?
And so this milk, you drink this, and it's good for health.
Yes, good for health. I can just cook, and this is very holy milk. We are come here in this milk.
So you telling me he not sweeping them doodles in that milk? Them was doodle O's floating around up in there.
People always seem to acknowledge is the fact that children become adults. Many people are aware of that, but not enough people are mindful to the fact that adults are really actually children. Stick with me here, because this video is about to give you a completely different outlook on life. As a therapist, I don't seek to interact or work on the adult in front of me, because I understand that although the person in front of me is grown, taller and bigger, the child that they once were is actually the person that is occupying that body. We actually are those children, because we, as we stand as adults today, are just the combination of the things we experienced as children. And once we as a collective start to focus on the fact that adults are really children, we will start interacting differently. We'll become more understanding with each other. We'll offer more compassion, empathy, and assistance. And this will be the start of the positive change we hope to see in the world. Just simply noticing people from their childlike position, acknowledging ourselves from that place too. We need to be interacting with our childlike selves instead of acting like we went somewhere or that version of us is gone, because it's not. In fact, it will never leave, ever. You are it. Now, how that version shows up in your current day is up to you. It's here to play in the story regardless. When I sit down with the client, I'm assessing their childhood. I want to know exactly what it was like, because that tells me who they are now, better than any more recent experience. I don't want to know what a client did yesterday or how their relationship was ruined 2 years ago, because most likely the reason their relationship was ruined 2 years ago was because of their past anyway. Their unacknowledged past or childhood triggers just seeping through their current experience. Listening to your adult friends, partners, colleagues, when they speak to you as you would with a child. Helping them as you would with a child. Being patient and empathetic with them as you would with a child. And also doing all those things with yourself as you would with a child. Because after all, we are those children. And I understand that socially it may not be acceptable, or we may not have time to acknowledge that child within us. But fuck society. Societal structures forcing adults to behave a specific way while neglecting the fact that they are children that just grew up is wild. A majority of societal constructs are for structure, not peace. I'm going to say that again. Majority of societal constructs are for structure, not peace. And it's really time for us to start bending things and challenging the rules so we can start being more connected and actually decent people. I'm gonna tell y'all something right now. A majority of our stress and anger comes from the fact that we're neglecting and not tending to the inner child within us. Like with any child, what happens when they're neglected or ignored? They become irritable. And what do? Throw a tantrum. But we're adults. We can't throw tantrums, right? So it shows up in other ways. Depression, anxiety, flipping out on your kids. When a child lashes out, we simply try to figure out what's going on with the child. But when an adult lashes out, we say, get over it. You're an adult. Why are you behaving that way? Completely disregarding the fact that there's something inside of us that needs to be tended to too. Something that needs to be cared for and acknowledged. We're yelling at our partners and our partners are yelling at us. It's our inner children actually yelling at each other. Best part of all this is if we start to tend to adult peers, inner child, other people will start to tend to our inner child as well. And that is the start to healing us all. And don't take this message as a reason to behave immaturely or throw a tantrum. Because behaving as an adult is also important, right? All I'm saying is we adults and children are the same, actually. The only difference between an adult and a child is not the emotional states, not the fact that children are allowed to feel a range of emotions and adults are supposed to suppress them. The only difference is that adults are supposed to take the same emotional feelings and states as children and just project them into the world differently in a more regulated form. So let's acknowledge our inner child. Let's approach one another and interact with one another as patiently and as curious and as in awe as we would with a child. At the end of the day, that person didn't just disappear because you grew up. You are still that person at your core, and so is everybody else. We're angry with each other because nobody's acknowledging that. So we should love that child in us and that child in everyone else. We are light, we are love, we are joy. And when we tend to each other from this space, we regulate one another's emotional systems. Okay, hope that helps. I love your inner child. One thing that people...
That's real. That's real, man. You can't forget about your inner child, man. That part of you will never go away, man. I know you still got memories of when you was a little kid, you know, so you gotta remember that. That's real though. I like how she broke that down. Give me a second.
Big woke. Now look though. When you see these on the Egyptian wall, this is symbolizing the needers that could travel into different dimensions, right? The circle above their head is called an egg of metamorphosis. You can see this is symbolized by a 90-degree angle shift, right? Different dimensions is separated by 90 degrees. When you see them traveling up a wall of a 90-degree angle, that's what that's symbolizing, right? Now keep listening, the jewels is coming. Now remember I told you it's called the egg of metamorphosis, right? That's what you see above the heads. That's what makes them needers, the power to travel in that 90-degree angle shift, right? I'm gonna show you how different dimensions and all that shit correlate with music. Listen. So once you travel and do that 90-degree angle shift, you can physically leave at will. I'm gonna show you how dimensions work. You see how let's just pick the E key on the piano, right? You see how this is your dimension, but there's a very definite spot where the next dimension is? This is how this works. I'm gonna show you, listen. We live in a 7.23 centimeter wavelength, right? You know, like on a computer when the big woke. Now look though. When you see these,
the ant people. So this really tripped me out. We went to a museum in Cairo and there were these pottery with ant people on them. And then you were saying that across the world, and I think Australia, right? It was Australia.
Australia and in the Americas.
Yeah, there's more depictions of these ant people. They look the same.
Yeah.
So how is it possible that we are across the world and these same beings are being drawn on these pots or these different things? Like, how is that possible when you have no travel or, you know, these, like how?
And they all have the same story. They took human beings underground.
Yeah.
They were throughout Turkey, throughout Mesopotamia, all over the world. They took in ancient Egypt. They took people underground to survive a catastrophe.
Yeah. The ant people. So this really tripped me out.
Time that we know it today is not real. The only type of time that is real is divine timing. Divine timing is the time that God wants things to happen. That's why when you set your alarm and you feel like you gotta get up at a certain time, it's because humans have assigned a fake time for you to be there. Humans created something called a clock so they can keep up with daylight and nighttime. It has nothing to do with real time. So if you always go off of this fake time and not divine timing, 9 times out of 10 you are out of line with your purpose. We can get deeper when we talk about solar systems and calendars, but that's for another video. Let me know if y'all want me to do a video about calendars. When you go off divine timing, you realize that you're never late. Everything that happens to and for you is happening at the exact time that it needs to happen. But that's if you want to be aligned with what's for you. You can easily get out of alignment with what's for you if you take human time too serious. That's why if you're quote unquote late to something, you're not really late. That's the time God wants you to be there. Or that's the time you're supposed to be there. So for an example, say you be on time to work every single day, but this one specific day you so happen to lose your keys. Now you there 15 minutes later. Some people will say, oh, you need to be more responsible. No, God made you lose those keys because you wasn't supposed to get there at 7 o'clock today. You were supposed to get there at 7:15 today. Because since quote unquote God can see everything before it happens, you would have left the house at regular time, you would have got into a wreck. That's divine time and being on your time that we know it today is not real.
That's true, man. The universe is always working in your way. Just because you think something bad happened to you. No. That was the universe protecting you, man. For real. People they oversee that, you know? They don't be seeing that at all. That's crazy.
That's his little friend. You're not supposed to be trying to break up nobody's friendship, because I know a lot of y'all was sitting up in there talking about, I would never. That is his friend. You remember Shrek and Donkey? Them was 2 motherfuckers was never supposed to be the best of friends. And look at them. They are the best of friends. Rat and man. Easily. I don't see why not. They don't do nothing but come from behind us and eat up all the shit we eat. You might well have a rat at the table. Shit, give him some. Fresh off the stove. Make him fat. Dye his hair. Take him outside with you, whisper, kiss on him. There you go. That's your friend, right? Your little furry friend. Your fur buddy.
Rats will eat anything, though. I'm not gonna lie. They will.
Security card. This right here was your first ever credit card. Yes, I said it. Your social security card is a credit card. Your first credit card. When you was born, and you put your names on this, if you look on the back of this, them numbers that's in red, that's in red, that is an account number. When you was born, they put $1 million in that motherfucker. That's your account number. And it's worth millions. And there's a way to access this. It's called the Authenticated Trust through the Social Security. I ain't even talking about the birth of it. Security card. This right here was your...
As soon as the third eye opens and begins to function fully, one of the most remarkable transformations you can experience is a significant improvement in your intuition. This is the third sign that you are developing your perception. This heightened sense becomes a kind of inner guidance, endowing you with an almost supernatural ability to anticipate future events and make better decisions. Navigating life becomes less a matter of trial and error, and more a journey guided by a deep, instinctive understanding of what lies ahead. This emerging intuitive clarity is more than a practical tool. It is a profound transformation that affects every aspect of your life. With your intuition strengthened, you begin to notice synchronicities and patterns that might previously have gone unnoticed. These are not mere coincidences, but valuable insights that offer guidance on your life and spiritual path. This fine-tuning with the universe can not only inspire positive changes in your personal life, but also promote a deeper alignment with your true purposes and desires. The strengthening of intuition thanks to the activation of the third eye not only benefits your ability to make wise choices, it enriches your spiritual and self-knowledge journey, allowing for a deeper and more meaningful connection with the world around you and the universe as a whole. By opening the third eye, you not only enhance your perception and sensitivity, you also take an important step towards exploring the vast. As soon as the third eye opens and begins to function fully,
even if you win the argument, you've still lost. You lost her trust, you lost her respect, and you've lost your frame as a man. Because even after 20 plus years of dating women, you still don't understand this one simple truth. Women are emotional creatures. That is why we are attracted to them. Because this is not a flaw in their design, it's their strength. It complements our rational and logical mind. It's the dance of the masculine and the feminine. So the moment you let yourself get pulled into the waves of her emotional chaos, by defending yourself, matching her energy and becoming reactive, trying to persuade her or get her to be more logical, you've now gone from being in your masculine to now dropping into your feminine. So you've lost because you're no longer the rock. You're no longer standing as the masculine pillar of strength. You jumped into the chaotic waves with her. And no woman should ever respect a man that chooses to respond to chaos with chaos and not order. So never, under any condition, argue with a woman. Stay calm, stay non-reactive, listen, don't try to fix, and set boundaries if needed. The waves will eventually, even if you win the argument.
Do you suffer from itching in uncomfortable areas and suspect parasites? Here is an incredibly effective natural anti-parasitic to cleanse your body. You will need only papaya seeds. So get a papaya and take 2 tablespoons of its seeds and incorporate them into the blender. These seeds are excellent for getting rid of intestinal parasites, leaving your digestive system completely clean. This remedy is simple to prepare and totally natural. Add the 2 tablespoons of papaya seeds to half a glass of water and blend for a few minutes. Once blended, it is ready to serve. Drink it on an empty stomach and observe how it acts effectively against intestinal parasites, providing you with a deep internal cleansing. This natural anti-parasitic is easy to prepare, very effective, and is a solution that many ignore when discarding these powerful seeds. We invite you to try it and see for yourself. Thank you for... Do you suffer from itching in uncomfortable areas and...
Quick thought. I want to talk about parasites for a minute and how crafty they are at finding the right environment to thrive in. If you notice how mice are not afraid of cats because the parasites inside of the mice is controlling them and telling him to go get eaten by the cat. So they can get inside of the cat, so they get inside the house, inside of a human being. You may not think parasites are that smart, but they are. That's why it's very important to detox the body, because they always find their way into the body. Now, parasites can lay dormant in different many forms. Most of forms in cysts. It's in all dead meats and stuff. They will lay dormant in cysts. You can't fry them, you can't burn them, you can't freeze them. They'll lay dormant in cysts until they meet the right environment, which is the acidic stomach of a human being. It's the right environment for most parasites. And that's where they're trying to get to. Once they do, they take over the brain. Quick thought. I want to talk about parasites for
Parasites are aliens. I agree. I agree. For real, they got their own little universe going on.
So just imagine you face a tea with ratatouille marinating in it. This has to be on a whole different level of diabolicalism. How did Lil Squeak even fit inside of the can to begin with? And it's like we can't go to the grocery store, we can't trust fast food, because the shit like this keep happening. Because at that point, you either have to sue them or call up your YNs and go bump down on the headquarters. And you could tell by the tea that the rat enhanced the flavor. Went from a sweet tea to a Master Shifu tea. Yeah, like the Ninja Turtles' daddy. And I just know that she knew that it tasted extra squeaky. And what makes this worse is this ain't the first time Lil Ratatouille has been found inside of a can. They even popping up in people's energy drink. You think you quench your thirst, instead you gulp a bunch of rat sweat? To me, that's a reasonable crash out. But I'm curious, y'all let me know what y'all would've did if y'all found a little squeaker
inside of your drink in the comments.
Hey, somebody getting sued.
Stay tuned.
Did y'all just hear
Oh, yeah,
what
I need my
happened to
money
the
back.
Catholic Church? This shit made Diddy look like an angel. Nearly 1 billion clergy abuse settlement. Check out this number right here. 1,353 children. And they all did this in the name of Jesus' name. A few years ago, I read this quote that said, "Hell is empty because all the demons are walking around on earth with us." I'm kind of shocked that this is not making headline news everywhere, because we hear about Diddy, Jay-Z, R. Kelly, but what about this shit right here? This is no laughing matter. I want people to understand the timing of everything. This came out right after the full moon beaver. This came out right after all the UFO talks. And we already know that every time you watch a Hollywood scary movie, they always use the Vatican as some exorcism shit, right? Maybe they were trying to tell us that the Vatican is really in contact with these demonic beings. I would say this is all allegations, but since they had a settlement, I guess it's actually real. So TikTok, there's no need to take my channel down because this is facts. They said hell is empty because all the demons are walking around on this planet with us right now. They're not just walking around, they are controlling shit on this planet. So is this really hell? I'm starting to really think that we live in hell, because how do they keep getting away with this shit? A lawsuit? They should be in jail. I don't wish jail on no one, but for shit like this, a special place for them. But how can you put them in jail if they are really demons? I want people to understand that the veil is being lifted, and so many of us are tapping back into our spiritual roots. But I want you to understand something. The gate is closing. If you don't wake up right now, you will never wake up. You do not want to be stuck in a lower dimension with these demons, because if you don't ascend, you will be stuck here with these lower dimensional spirits. Did y'all just hear what happened to the Catholic Church? This shit made
Those VHS looking drones, that's the government spying on the plasma balls. The plasma balls are affecting the radio. The plasma balls are hard to take a picture of because the closer you get to them, the more they pull on your plasma. That's how plasma. It's kind of like the physical form of spirit, but it's not physical. It's just dense spirit, let's say, okay? And you know, sphere, perfect shape. And so there's more spirit. Spirit's coming. The aliens are plasma. The plasma is us. The plasma is the eternal life of your grandmother. And there's more and more of these balls coming around. Those VHS looking drones, that's the...
One said, "You were the one that told Steph Curry to shoot from deep."
Look, it doesn't... Anybody that knows me know I don't claim that I do. That's not part of doing it. It's doing what it is and letting that be it. But I am responsible for the greatest shooter in the NBA without question, right? So now I'm going to tell this story, and the jury will decide whether or not I'm being facetious or not. Here it goes. It's 30 seconds. So at this time that I meet Steph Curry is not in the NBA. I'm hiring Steph Curry to do these. I'm doing these celebrity basketball games for the LA Children and Family Services. I do a celebrity basketball game for them every year, right? So I got this guy named Stephen Curry that comes and is on the team, and I give him $5,000, right? This guy comes out, people missay his name, don't nobody know who he is, nobody cheers when we say his name, right? But this dude comes and he passes that half line, and as soon as he passes the half line, he can shoot from anywhere from there to the three-point line, any part there, right? So now the first game, this guy scores like 40 points, right? And he don't break a sweat. because he's not running. Like all the other basketball players are running down the court. He's not. He's just staying right there. And nobody guards you right there. And that's where he's shooting from. The next game, the next year, he scores 50 points. I said, hey, dude, you out here making $5,000 for a celebrity basketball game, but you one of the greatest shooters that ever existed. Do you understand that if you take your game to the NBA, that they either have to change something or you'll be the greatest shooter that ever existed? He said, what are you saying? I said, they don't have a defense for the area that you can shoot in. Like nobody has ever prepared defense for out here. You're taught to run to the three-point line and then start defense. If you can shoot before people can start defense, you'll be the greatest shooter that ever lived. Now, I'm not saying he took that advice and went on to do that, but he took my advice and went on to do that. So
One said, you were the one that told Steph Curry to...
Stephen Curry is cold. I ain't gonna lie. Some of them shots look, they ain't even real.
This is the importance of having a
Just
real
saying.
circle.
They all got on the same path. That's crazy. They all was not on the same path at first, and now they are. Wow. Monkey see, monkey do.
This is the importance of having a real circle.
One of my favorite diseases is Alzheimer's disease. It's a physician-caused disease. It's a pretty powerful statement. It's a physician-caused disease. We didn't have Alzheimer's disease 40 years ago. It was not in any medical dictionary, medical textbooks. It was not taught in any medical class. It only became a disease entity in 1979. Today, according to Ralph Nader, it rivals cancer in cost, $300,000 per patient, and it's the #4 killer of adults over the age of 65 behind cardiovascular disease, cancer, diabetes, then comes Alzheimer's disease. Now, we eliminated Alzheimer's disease from animals from 40 years ago. Can you imagine a dairy farmer with 400 head of cows out in the pasture with Alzheimer's disease, and he's yelling at them, you know, woo, and rattling the feed bucket trying to get them up to get milk, and the cows are all out there scratching their heads saying, why do we want to go to the barn to get milk? And if we did, where's the barn? Because they get kind of, so the farmer has to put fuel in the ATV and ride out there and herd them up, and the fuel cost goes up, labor cost goes up, so they have to raise the price of milk. Nobody's happy. So we eliminated Alzheimer's disease by eliminating vegetable oil, corn oil, and soy oil from the animal's diet and putting in large doses of vitamin E and selenium. One of my favorite diseases is Alzheimer's disease.
Man Far From Home is a very interesting movie, I must say. And thankfully it's a movie, right? Typical story, you know? Mysterio shows up as the hero. But what is he doing? He's manipulating illusions through drones and technology. He creates fear, manipulation, and destruction while making himself look like the savior. Damn, this sounds very familiar to real life, but like I said, thankfully it's a movie. Because it's not like we're seeing drones and orbs and, you know, all these phenomena that cannot be explained. All of a sudden, all over the news, the government is hinting at UFOs. I mean, in the movie, you know, not in real life. Did you see in the movie how they were setting up for like an alien invasion? It's so wild. Or maybe even some type of global threat to force a narrative. Crazy shit. Power of perception. What you believe shapes your reality. They know this. If someone can control your perception, they can control you. All of this shit going on is about hijacking the consciousness of the people in the movie. If I was a character in the movie, when they told me to look up, I wouldn't have been looking up. I would take the time to look within. They told me not to look up, I was looking up. Which is why a few years ago, I already knew what was coming. Mysterio's illusions only worked on people who didn't trust their intuition. Regardless of what's going on outside right now, the real work is happening inside of you. In the movie, Peter Parker learns to see through the illusion. What did he do? Use his spidey senses to tune into what was real. That's the key for us right now. The collective consciousness is rising, and the veil is thinning. I mean, so thin to the point where I don't even know if it's even there anymore. You know, in the movie, they doubled down on the fear tactic. That also sounds very familiar. Drones, orbs, PBB. If you don't know what PBB is, go ahead and grab my decoding book. Click the link in my bio for more. It's not all inclusive, however, I do have a lot coming down the pipeline. I'm going to teach y'all how to decode with me. It's time for you to open your eyes. This is a time to level up. Stop looking outside for answers. Start meditating, grounding, and asking your higher self for guidance. Because just like Spider-Man got his spidey senses, have the same thing within you. You going to get caught up in the illusion, or you going to step into your power. You the hero in your own story, so stop looking for a savior. You know what I like to say? Smoke and mirrors. Well, let me say, that's what the movie was showing us. I'll make sure y'all let me know your thoughts in the comments. Peace, love, and light, and gratitude for watching.
Nah, this part with Spider-Man Far From Home, that was actually crazy. I'm not gonna lie.
Peace to the gods and goddesses. I hope y'all taking it serious when I tell y'all to train and make sure y'all exercising and are actually literally prepared for war. This isn't fear-mongering, Cosmic Family. This is facts, all right? This is one of the main reasons why they was actually talking about drafting from 18 through 26, and they was talking about taking our children and things of that nature. As above, so below. You have to actually pay attention to the signs. They're currently warring in the cosmos, all right? It's a war between malevolent and benevolent in the cosmos right now, disagreeable and agreeable. Cosmic war has actually been going on for millions of years, all right? And I'm going to be 100% honest with you. And at this particular point in time, we are at the precipice of it, all right? And now we incarnated at the perfect time, because right now galactic laws have been broken on a high scale, all right, from the Sakar Empire. And this is the nefarious draconian network that actually not only subjugate this planet, but multiple other planets in different star systems. Galactic Federation and other extraterrestrial factions have been working in harmony to actually try to get rid of this nefarious extraterrestrial tyranny, all right, the draconians and things of that nature. They also are accompanied with the Greys, and some insectoids actually run with them. I mean, this section, their whole objective is basically opposing the law of one. The law of one is what you refer to as Christ consciousness. Currently, we're in the fourth world, but we're actually heading into what's called the fifth world. This is what the Hopis actually spoke on, all right? Now, the world previously was reset several times, all right? Every 24,000 years, we go through what's called a reset. We had several ages that we actually went through. The Ice Age was one. There was the world was ended by water at one point. You guys all heard of the flood story. So there were several times that the planet was reset. This is why some of you guys have dreams of floods and water. Some of you guys were actually living in Atlantis at the time that it was flooded. Some of you guys were living in Tataria at the time that the mud floods came through. What if I told you that every time there was some form of catastrophic event that actually wiped out humanity, that it was the same extraterrestrial malevolent entities resetting us again in order to have dominance and usurp us for our resources, our minerals, our loosh, etc. A lot of us are old angelic beings that actually was warring with these entities for millions of years in our past lives. We are currently just in a state of amnesia due to the Saturn moon matrix. What's going to happen as new cosmic energy come in, the deceptive technology that's being utilized to keep us in a state of amnesia is going to actually be eradicated. When this happens, we will then gain access to our Akashic records, and all our ancient memories will return. The elites that run this matrix actually know this. This is why their objective is to ensure that they keep our avatars as weak as possible. This is why they utilize chemtrails to block the ionosphere to prevent cosmic transmission.
Always blocking the sun.
This is why they utilize
Always.
chemicals like fluoride as well to calcify the pineal gland. This is why they use genetically modified organisms to have an adverse effect on your genetic sequence. This is why they put rubber on the bottom of your shoes and dress you in cotton to ensure that your electron flow isn't prominent and also disconnect you from the planet. Due to the fact that you are an electromagnetic being, their objective is to reduce your electron count. One of the ways is promoting an acidic diet as opposed to an alkaline diet. Try your best to consume food that's rich in light photons. This will increase your electron count. The draconian agenda is to also keep you consistently focused on survival, all right? This is where the concept of money exists. It's to keep you worried about bills, how you're going to pay this. And when that happens, you actually are consistently in a low frequency, which gives them the ability to consistently usurp loosh. All right, and this is why this system is ran like this. All right, so one of the things you want to do is you want to disconnect yourself from the matrix. This will then give you the ability to fully go inward. By going inward, you unlock ancient memories. This isn't your first incarnation. You had thousands of lives before this current existence. You're just in a state of amnesia. Right now is the time that you should be fully focused on elevation and ascension. I highly recommend detoxing the body of all toxic metals to prepare yourself for the sun. All right, the sun is going to get very intense in the upcoming days. Chlorella, in conjunction with things like parsley, spirulina, or cilantro, is phenomenal for chelation and removing harmful metals out of the body. You also want to cleanse yourself of all parasitic organisms, okay? Wormwood, black walnut, as well as whole cloves are phenomenal for not only killing the parasites, but also eradicating their eggs. Also, spend time in nature sun gazing, okay? Sun gazing is very essential for cosmic light code activation. Every 8 minutes and 30 seconds that you're in the sun, you receive cosmic downloads. As I expressed previously, the analogy of Christ walking across water was synonymous to your piezoelectric crystals actually reflecting across the melanin from the light photon energy that was absorbed from your pineal gland, aka your cosmic gateway or first eye. You need an open functioning pineal gland in order to clearly see the delete's machinations. This combination of ormus, monatomic gold, shilajit, and lion's mane is phenomenal for decalcification and activation of the pineal gland. I do have this available on Holistic Remedies for Ascension, link in bio. Gods and goddesses, also start consuming black seed.
I made these healthy vegan stuffed zucchini using no oil, no wheat, and no rice. What I did use is some veggie ground, lentils, quinoa, and some of my healthy vegan cheese sauce, along with lots of spices. So this dish is full of protein and full of flavor. So save the recipe and make your own.
Make your own.
Healthy vegan stuff.
Can't have none of mine. What the heck is going on right here, man? This is where I'm at. Glendale, Arizona. This is where I'm at. Like, so these drones and these whatever is everywhere. That's crazy. I don't know if that's a drone or not.
That's what I mean.
Hi, we're the Illuminati.
Hi. Hello. Hi. So we heard about your big special. We are very excited.
Yeah, thanks. Me too. But before you can do a special on a major cable network, we're going to need you to sign some things.
Okay, sounds good. We're also going to need you to swear a blood oath to us and our cause. And if you violate this oath, we're going to murder you and everyone that you Got it. Great.
You'll also need to pledge your soul to Baphomet. He's this god that we all worship.
Okay. He looks pretty cool. He's like a crazy goat man kind of thing.
Now, we'll need you to include some of our messaging in your program.
Oh, okay. So you mean like there's going to be a commercial sponsor or something?
No, nothing tacky like that. No, we just want you to have some, self-destructive themes.
If you know, you know. Thanks for watching. Stay weird. This man exposed the whole industry. Watch what I mean.
That I learned tooth falls out, pick it up by the top part, avoiding the root to prevent any damage. Rinse it gently with water, and if you can, try placing the tooth back in its socket, carefully aligning it. If that's too painful, place the tooth in milk or hold it between your cheek and gums to keep it moist. Get to a dentist quickly. Teeth reattach best within an hour. If your tooth falls out, pick it up by the top.
Consciousness into a whole new body. And now it's gonna be a new queen. And then they'll try to let that body age so long, and once that body get weak, go into another body. That's what they do. And they did the same thing with Prince Charles when they did him and DMX on the same day. Okay? So the Pope is the same Pope too. Like the same, all the popes how they be changing, it's the same motherfucker. What they do is they let that body get so old, and once that body gets so old, they lie that body on the table. And just like in Get Out, they bring another body and lie that body on the table. And they put them under surgery. They cut the scalp of their head open, go inside. I'm telling you, scientific procedure to this shit, the medical procedure to transfer your conscious. So they cut the top of their head open. So like right now, Queen Elizabeth, she ain't dead. Like Prince Charles didn't die. All they did was took that body, like, oh, this body getting too weak. I need a new body. So they took that body, put her ass in the room, Went and found a new body that's gonna have to be a royal. Put the bodies next to each other. Put Queen Elizabeth under a state of hypnosis, the same thing they do in the hospital when they put you under anesthesia. They take you under, okay? Did you know when they take you under anesthesia, they could transfer your fucking consciousness too? That's why I never will let them take me under anesthesia, nigga. I done got teeth pulled, I still be woke. Fuck it, you can numb my shit. I'm not going under I know what going under really means, but that's a whole nother lecture.
I told y'all when this woman passed away that shit is going to start to collapse. Everything is going to start to trickle. It's going to be a domino effect that take place here in America. It's going to be a domino effect that's going to take place here in America. All of a sudden, she passed away when Putin cut the gas off in Europe. All of a sudden, she passed away when all the energy, when electricity and the gas is not going to be pumping over to Europe. Y'all better listen. Y'all really better pay attention to what's going on. All of a sudden, she gone. When the nuclear power plant over there that they're shooting, that they're literally having a war and shooting back and forth at each other at a nuclear power plant. Now this is the shit and all of a sudden now she disappeared. She's gone. Her family, you can't even find her family there either, for real. Y'all need to stop looking at these TVs until they trying to show you images and shit where these people at. Oh, we just seen Prince Charles here. We just seen one of the royal family. That's all made up, people. That's all made up. It's more and more information and proof that's out here right now that your own Democrats have gotten passports. See, I thought they was building underground bunkers. I thought they was going to be able to go underground. They can't even do that. So now they got passports trying to go to countries that they
transferred Queen Elizabeth conscious.
All right, y'all. That's going to do it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Got something from it. Learned something new. All that good stuff. Like I always say, send peace, abundance, prosperity, and good health your way. Make sure you take care of yourself. And until next time, hope to see you in the next one. Peace.